This is the before and the after of what our face is looking like before blending the makeup and after blending the makeup. I'll let you be the judge. All right, now this is what our face currently looks like with everything all blended together. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sindy Akpolo. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you an in-depth blending makeup tutorial, how to blend your makeup as a beginner with oily skin, large pores and textured skin. And if that sounds like a video or tutorial you're most interested in watching, do well to subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed already. Turn on the post notification bell to get notified whenever I upload or post new content here on this channel. Also give this video a like and let's dive into the tutorial. All right, let's get into the video. For today's tutorial, especially as a beginner, first thing first, before applying your foundation, you want to make sure to go over with a primer. Now, if you're oily skin and you have large pores or textured skin, whatever category you fall into, you want to go for the primer that suits your skin type, right? Now, in this case, because I am oily skin and I have large pores, I'm going to be using a mattifying primer. Now, you can use a blurring primer if you have large pores or your pores are very visible or your pores are visible or prominent. You can use a blurring primer, or if you have textured skin, you can also use a blurring primer, right? Or you can double prime, right? But in this tutorial, I'm going to be using a mattifying primer. I'm going to apply the primer on my T-zone area, especially the areas where I tend to produce oil the most, which is usually the center of my face. This area of my face is where I tend to produce oil the most. So I'm going to concentrate the primer only on this side of my face, including the bridge of my nose. Something else I also want to add is, as a beginner with oily skin, large pores or textured skin, something you want to also take note is to know your skin type. That will help you in determining the type of primer you need for your skin type, especially if for your everyday wear, right? And also, before applying your foundation, which is very important, you need to use a primer. Majority of the time, people tend to skip applying primer because they just think, oh, I want to quickly apply my makeup, just quickly wear a foundation. But the truth there is, if you go ahead to apply your foundation without applying a primer, you're missing a step, or you're missing an important step of the routine, because a primer serves as a barrier between your skin and makeup. It helps in the process whereby it helps the makeup to sit on the skin without clogging your pores, especially if you have large pores. You want to take note of that. But I'm going to apply my primer on the areas where I tend to produce oil the most: the inner perimeter of my face, my forehead, the apples of my cheek. These are where I tend to produce oil the most, my chin area, as well as the bridge of my nose. That is going to keep my makeup matte all day, or matte for the duration of the wear of makeup. Therefore, it's going to last longer than it should, or last long on my face, the makeup, right? All right, and now I'm going to allow the primer to sit in on my skin for a while before going over to apply the foundation. Next, we're going to go on to apply the foundation. First thing first, before applying your foundation or before buying or getting any foundation, you want to know your skin tone, you want to know your skin type, and you want to know your undertone. These three are very important when determining or picking your foundation. Do not skip any of those. For skin type, it falls in the range or the category of oily skin, dry skin, and combination skin. There's also the normal or sensitive skin. Now, what is an oily skin, or who has an oily skin? Oily skin, just like the name implies, is a face or a skin type that produces oil on your entire face, right? Just like the name implies. What is a dry skin, or what does a dry skin mean? Just like the name implies, the entirety of your face is dry, is basically dry. So you don't produce oil, you don't tend to produce oil on your skin as a dry skin, right? And for the combination skin is a combination of both oily skin and dry skin. It means that if you have a combination skin, you tend to produce oil on just your T-zone area, your forehead, apples of your cheek, your chin area, and the bridge of your nose in most cases, right? For some cases, they tend to produce oil only on some particular areas. It may not actually be on these areas that I just described, but just know that a combination skin is a combination of oily skin and dry skin. And then there is a normal skin. Normal skin majority of the time may produce oil once in a while. It tends to fluctuate or switch, right? And now we're moving on to the skin tone, which is very important because this plays a vital role in the type of foundation you're going to pick. Now for the skin tone usually falls between the range of light, medium, dark, right? There is also the range of fair, and there is also the range of deep. It varies, right, depending on the category, but these are the most essential categories, right? Yes, there is a fair, and yes, there is a deep, but again, just imagine which of these ranges your skin tone falls. So now that will help you to know the type of foundation tailored for your skin tone. So skin tone ranges or falls between light, medium to dark. Now there is also the range of fair and deep, right? In most cases it extends to those, but again, these three categories or these three ranges are the top categories, but the expanded ranges could be fair, light, medium, dark, and deep, right? So those are the ranges your skin tone would fall in. Now for the undertone also helps in the undertone matches or works together with the skin tone. Now for the undertone usually falls between the range of neutral, cool, and warm. Now you need to understand which of these categories you fall under or you fall into, right? This would help you to determine the type of foundation to get for yours that fits your skin tone, your undertone, right? Because many foundation falls under this category, the skin tone and the undertone. They are very important. In fact, these two, they're important with your foundation range, so you know the foundation, so you don't pick foundation that isn't your exact skin tone or isn't your exact undertone, right? So now we are going to work with this foundation. This is the Clinique Even Better foundation. Before applying my foundation, one thing to note is you shouldn't go direct to apply your foundation on your face or on your skin. You want to apply the foundation at the back of your hand, which is very important. And for that, I'm using 1 or 2 pumps to apply the foundation to have a good consistency on my makeup. Now for this, I'm going to use my beauty sponge in this case to blend the foundation on my face. To apply my foundation, I'm going to be using a foundation brush. This is a flat foundation brush to apply my foundation. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to swipe on this like this, about this much of foundation. Moving on to blending the foundation, I'm going to tap on using the beauty sponge. I'm going to use the beauty sponge and tap to have some foundation residue or some foundation product on the beauty sponge. You don't want to blend your foundation without having some residue or some product on the beauty sponge. Now to blend that, I'm going to push the foundation into the skin. Notice as I'm pushing in, I'm not swiping, I'm pushing the foundation into my skin to blend, right? So you push to blend and spread. This is what I'm doing. It may look like I'm doing it in a hurry or fast, but no, I'm not. Maybe because it's I'm no longer a beginner, but what I'm doing basically is I'm pushing and I'm spreading. I'm pushing and I'm spreading the foundation. I'm pushing and spreading. So you want to also apply the foundation on your neck as well. All right, moving on to concealer. I'm going to apply the concealer underneath my eye to highlight my under eye area, and I'm going with a concealer that is close or the exact same shade or tone as my foundation, and I'm also going to apply here as well on this other side as well, and I'm going to apply that on the bridge of my nose, my chin area, and also my forehead as well. One good thing I love about this concealer is the fact that this concealer doesn't really dry down matte. So I'm going to work with this concealer for now before I proceed to the rest of the other makeup product application or makeup product application. Now to blend the concealer, I'm going to apply some concealer at the back of my hand. This will enable me to blend the concealer product on my face. You don't want to use a dry beauty sponge to blend, or a beauty sponge that doesn't have the concealer product to blend. It's going to soak up the product. What you need to do is to tap the concealer at the back of your hand and make sure you have a good concealer product on the beauty sponge. Now this is what we're going to use to blend the makeup, right, or to blend our concealer. Now to do so, I'm going to push that into the skin and spread. While doing that, you want to also blend the edges as well. Now I'm going to repeat the exact same and blend my forehead area as well. Push the product to blend and spread, and while you're blending, also blend the edges as well. To blend the edges, I'm using the other side of the beauty sponge to blend the edges. That way this just takes off every form of harsh line on the face or on the concealer application. Now I'm going to move to blend my nose area, or the bridge or the center of my nose, and I'm pushing the product to blend my nose. All right, repeat the same process here. You see that how that just took off the harsh line. Now to blend my under eye, I'm going to go back to take some concealer product at the back of my hand. To blend my under eye, I'm going to push the product gently onto my skin. I'm concentrating the product or the blend only on this side of my face. I'm pushing it in. Then to spread out, I'm going to move my hands like this to spread out to blend, right? Watch what I'm going to do. Push the product in, then spread out to blend. Again, push the product in, spread out to blend. Now when I'm satisfied with what I have with the coverage on here, I'm going to use the other side to push to blend, to take off the harsh lines, right? The same thing here. Repeat the same thing here and blend. I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side of my face. Push the product or push the concealer product into the skin and concentrate it on the area where you want the coverage to be on, and spread the excess on the other side of your face. I'm going to repeat that. Push to blend here where I want coverage on, and spread the excess on here. Now to blend the edges, I'm going to use the other side to blend the edges. And now to contour our face, I'm going to apply the contour on the areas where I want to contour on my face, my forehead area. To apply on this side of my face as well, and here as well. Right, to blend that, I'm just going to use a brush and push that into the skin. Again, remember what we did earlier with the highlighter. We're blending and spreading out. Don't forget to push the product to your hairline, and repeat the same on the other side of our forehead, and make sure to marry or blend each product together, or the products together. Right, this is what our forehead is currently looking like. We're going to move on to blend this other area or this other side of our face, and I'm blending, pushing it up, or pushing the product up here to give us that chiseled cheekbones. I'm just pushing the product and spreading on the area I want dimension, right? Repeat the same on the other side of my face as well. Blending and while pushing it up to lift up my cheek. Right, now this is what we have here. I'm gonna be applying the blush apply some of that at the back of my hand and apply the blush product here and here. Right now, to blend that, I'm going to push to blend. Again, repeat or remember what we did earlier. Remember the blending process on other products. You want to also do that. Push to blend and spread. Now I'm blending both sides at the same time to give me a great coverage or a good coverage, and I still have a good or a decent amount at the back of my hand. And I know I went overboard with my blush application. Yes, I love the intensity of a blush on my face. All right, now this is what we're looking like, so you would not want to leave your makeup like this. Now with our face looking like this, you do not want to leave your makeup like this, or you do not want to leave your makeup unblended. Now this is the one of the trickiest part but interesting part. So to blend this side of her face, I'm going to go over using the brush we used earlier for our contour, and I'm going to push the contour and the blush together to marry each other. This is going to create a clean transition on this area without taking off the product. I'm going to move on here as well and repeat the same thing on here. Now to blend the entire face or our entire makeup, now when you look at this side of her face, we can still see the hash lines here. It may not be visible, but there are still hash lines here. Of course, there are hash lines here, there are hash lines here as well, and here on this side of her face as well. Now we're going to use the beauty sponge we used earlier, the side of the beauty sponge we used earlier to blend. Now I'm just going to push the product or push this using the beauty sponge to blend. Right, this is what I'm going to do, and this is going to create a clean transition on here as well. And this is not soaking up the product, but rather it is blending everything together. And I'm going to do on this side as well, repeat on the side as well, pushing the product in to blend on the temples, and do the same thing here as well. Now that we have that, we're going to flip onto the other side and blend here as well. I'm concentrating for now only on the outer side of the face for now, where the products meet on here first, so that we don't take off the product that we've applied here. I'm still going to blend that, but I'm concentrating on the outer side with the hash lines. I'm also going to repeat here on this side as well. All right, this is what we're looking like now. For my under eye area, I'm going to use this beauty sponge, the one we used earlier, to blend, and I'm going to push product here and blend here between this side, push the product to blend here. If you notice, maybe the concealer is going into the blush, you can just flip on the other side to just lightly push the product in. You see how that looks right now. We're going to repeat the same here and flip to blend. So this is going to marry and blend everything together. All right, this is what we are currently looking like. I'm just going to push the product, lightly push on this side to blend as well, and also push to blend as well. So this is how our face is currently looking like, with everything all blended in together. Clean transition. Now we can go ahead to set our entire makeup. And by setting the entire face makeup, I mean setting it using the powder, because these are cream products. You don't want to leave the cream products like this, because one, they are cream products, they tend to move around, so you want to set using the powder so they stay in place. We're going to move to set our under eye. I'm going to be using a powder puff and dip that into the powder and tap off the excess. I usually double tap off the excess and tap off the excess at the cap on the cap of the powder and tap off the excess again at the back of my hand. Now that's a lot of product. You don't want to use all of this much product to set your makeup, right? Now to set our under eye, you want to go back in with your beauty sponge and look at my under eye. You can see the crease lines, the concealer is already, or the concealer already settled on my crease lines. We're going to use the beauty sponge to take that off, and to do so we're going to push up to blend, and by doing so you want to look up while you blend. When that is done, you're going to set our under eye. And I'm going to repeat the same thing on this other side of my eye as well. Push the product, look up, push to blend, and set. I'm also going to set my chin area as well using powder. Forehead, we applied product on our forehead. We're going to push the powder product to set on there as well. So it's pretty much the same thing for every area, or all of the areas we applied product or concealer product. We're going to push the product to set on those areas. The same applies with the contour and the blush as well. Also going to set my contour areas, setting using a powder. Excess. Now remember the other side where we applied contour, we're going to set here as well, and on this side as well. And also for the blush, we're going to repeat the same thing. It's pretty much the same, like rinse and repeat, so it's pretty easy to follow through. Dust off the excess and set. So now for the main reason why we are here, this is what our face currently looks like, and you do not want to leave your makeup like this. This is very much noticeable and unblended. You want to go to blend everything together. So to do that, I'm going to go in using this powder palette, and I'm going to use this particular shade of powder. Tap off the excess at the back of my hand. On our forehead, you can see the hash lines here, on here as well, and here. Now to blend all of that together, I'm going to push the product in like this. This will create a clean transition. Go back in to the powder palette, tap off or dust off the excess, and blend this side where we applied foundation, which is important. Repeat that and blend. Now that we've blended that part out, this is what we have left. So we're going to use the powder brush to blend everything together. Now we're using the residue of the powder product to blend everything together. This is going to marry and take off every harsh lines on our face. All right, repeat the same on this other side of our face. All right, now this is how our face currently looks like with everything well blended into the skin. Now, this is what our face currently looks like with everything all blended together. You cannot see any harsh lines on our face. All right, so this is the finished look. This is the way, or this is what our face is currently looking like after we've blended the entire makeup. And if you follow this tutorial, you'll be able to achieve clean blended makeup transition. Again, I'm going to put up the before and the after of what our face was looking like when we applied the cream product and when we blended the cream product, as well as when we applied the powder product and when we blended the powder product, and to create, or we arrived to what we're looking like right now. If you still have struggles, or if you still have troubles with blending your makeup, or if you want an in-depth tutorial on how to apply your makeup, or whatever makeup technique or makeup recommendation you're struggling with, do let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed already. Turn on the post notification bell to get notified whenever I upload or post new content here on this channel. Give this video a thumbs up and also leave your thoughts in the comments below as well. Share this video with someone who you think might need this or is struggling to blend their makeup. And make sure to also check my other makeup tutorials on this channel to stay connected. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.